Hello, I'm William Koepp, and this is my review over week three's project that I've done. Um, so, start out that I'm much happier with this week's project. It went a lot better than last week's, and I'm very, very happy about that. I actually had a little bit of time to do a little bit of experimentation and ideas and things like that. Wasn't able to get real in depth. I still need to learn a little bit more about screen transitions and things like that. However, something that I wanted to really kind of focus on this week and work with and stuff was using not absolutely defined values for your sizes and things like that, using percentages and stuff like that. So it's more relative to your device's size and everything, which we got into even more deeper this week than just using the percentages. We got into using things such as this ti.platform.displaycaps.platform width, which is very nice. Allows for some more kinds of formulas and algorithm within the program. So here's my main app.js. Not a lot to it, just as it should be. No issues with that. Not really. I lie. I had some problems from the get-go from week one in trying to figure out how to do the require function. And finally got that done, and with the help of professor, and it's just I was way overthinking it, thinking there's a lot more required to it than just that. So let's see, where am I here? My grid. Whenever I was coming up with my grid, as we can see here on the simulator, whenever I was doing my grid originally, my columns here, they all want to meet on the right side. There was no space between the edge and the right side over there. So I did add in, let's see, where is it at? Where's my view? Here we are. Oh, okay. Right side, I added the margin as well instead of just the top and the left, which solved that issue. It adds a little bit more space in between your columns, though, in the center, but it's all even and balanced, which I think counts. For my formula, it took a little bit, but I ended up just going with a very simple formula for the size. I used the p width, which again goes back to this ti call here, and I just divide it by the amount of columns I wanted, because according to the Accelerator website and everything, that this is the this call here is the actual platform width, which they're not very clear on some stuff, in my opinion, but it's obviously different than, your screen width or things of that nature. But I use that, I divide it by the columns I wanted. If I had wanted 4 columns, I can change that to a 4 or 5 or 2 or 1. And then I minus 20 because originally it was 10. I minus the 20 because that is compensating for the margin. If I don't compensate for the margin, then the little icons here, they're too large. They're just slightly too large to where 3 of them won't fit. Instead, it will do 2 of them instead of the 3. So you need to compensate for that margin. I had to put in the 20 because as back down here on the view, I added this right margin. Once I add that right margin, then I had a smidge more space. So I had to increase that because each margin is worth a value of 10. Let's see, aside from that, let's just kind of run through the program, show you how it works. Let's close that, get to the opening screen. So I have, this is my opening screen. This is just kind of showing that there can be other menu items, or it can be changed over to a table or tabs, however a person fancies for it to be done. But here in the gallery, comes up with your images here, nice and scrollable. Go to image, shows your image name up at the top. Your image is displayed within just kind of a repeat of the screen before, except for it's just kept to a singular image instead of doing a whole list of them. But I have my I have my variable image view here, and that is, of course, this gray area. I want to keep it a slightly different color than my other stuff, help things stand out a bit more. And then I just did the same thing with the current image and coming up with a create image view and pulling that. I was trying to work out some zoom controls, but once I researched, I found out that this is not for iOS. It is for an Android only type of control. So on an Android, you'd be able to zoom on this photo here, but with iOS, you will not. And that was really about it. I had a little bit of a bump with the event listener. I wasn't sure what data to be calling at first. I was working with the this command and some other stuff, and then it just I don't know why I didn't think of that was the whole reason we put in the data source here, was to bring in the data we needed. And from that, you just call the image out of your data source, which is going back to your event source. That's up there in my program somewhere. And whenever you do this under your image text and as a text key, it's actually just going to show it the name of the file. And if you go and have it on your images and you use the image key, same command, and it brings up the image instead. All right, thank you very much.